So how this is being done? So first what we will do is, first one of the signal is to be taken as reference signal. Okay, one of the signal is to be taken as reference signal. So what is a reference signal that we have? Either you can take y1, y2 or y3, any of the signal you can take as a reference signal. So here for our convenience, I will take y1 as the reference signal. So that first we are going to find the ratio of T1 by T2. Okay, so what is the ratio of T1 by T2? 1.08 divided by 3.6. You convert this into fraction. 1.08 divided by 3.6. By using calculator, we can directly convert into fraction. No need for simplification and wasting your time. You know how to convert decimals into fraction in your calculator. By using your scientific calculator, you have a provision. So after this class, if you don't know means, just try to find out.
Sir, it's 3 by 10, sir.
Yes, it is 3 by 10. So this is a rational number. So our condition is satisfied. If this is not a rational number, means we are not going to proceed with this. Okay. At that particular moment of time, we will stop and we will claim that the signal is not periodic. Therefore, no requirement to find the fundamental period. But as of now, fortunately, here we have a rational number. So we go to the next fraction, that is T1 by T3. We will go to the next fraction T1 by T3, that is 1.08 divided by 2.025. 1.08 divided by 2.025. Again, if we convert it into fraction, you will get 8 by 15. Again, this is a rational number. Hope you know how to convert this decimals into fraction. Either you can do it mathematically, or you can make use of your scientific calculators to convert this into fraction. So if you don't know how to convert it by using the scientific calculator, please learn that. Okay, you have a button like SD. Okay, by using that, whatever the decimals you have, just by putting, pressing that key, you will have the answers in fraction. Here also both the ratios are rational. Now we are going to find the fundamental time period. For this, what we have to do is, first we are going to find the GCD of numerators. Here the numerator is nothing but 3, 8. Is there is any number which is common divisor of 3 and 8? 3 and 8 does not have any common fractions or common divisor. So we can say that the greatest common divisor of 3, 8 will be 1. Is it clear till this? Now we will go to the denominators. What are the denominators in the two fractions? The denominator in the two fractions are 10 and 15. So next is we are going to find the greatest common divisor of 10 and 15. 10 is 5 into 2, 15 is 5 into 3. So the greatest common factor here is 5. So GCD of 10, 15 will be 5. Clear? Now what you will do is, we will rearrange the fraction T1 by T2 and T1 by T3 in a peculiar form. How we are going to rearrange this? First you take the numerator 3. What is the GCD of numerator? 1. So answer is 3 into 1 by 3 into 1 you put, or else you can put a bracket 3 into 1 by, what is the denominator of the first fraction? Denominator of first fraction is 10. So how we are going to write 10 in terms of the GCD? The GCD of denominator is 5. So we will put 5 into 2. Mute yourself. Mute your mic. Next fraction you take T1 by T3. Numerator you have 8, but the GCD of 3, 8 is 1. So the only way to write 8 is 8 into 1 divided by coming to 15. 15 can be put in terms of 5. How you can put 5 into? Now we are going for the last step, that is LCMs of denominator. So when you can see the denominator, the newly arranged fraction, the newly arranged fractions denominator, you see what are the terms involved there? You have 5, you have 2, and you have 3. So what you have to do? You have to find the LCM of 5, 2, 3. What is the LCM of 5, 2, and 3? It is
30.
30. After finding the LCM, the next step is that LCM we have to multiply with the time period of the reference signal. What is the reference signal that we have here? The reference signal we have here is y1, and you know the time period of y1 is nothing but 1.08. So 3 into 1.08 will be the fundamental time period T0. So 30 into 1.08 will become 32.4 seconds. This is the fundamental time period of this given signal. I will repeat it once again. We have 3 different time periods. So first thing, we have to take one signal as a reference. Then we need to find the fraction as such. Okay. Then take the numerators and find the GCD. Take the denominators and find the GCD. Then we need to rearrange the fraction again in terms of products of certain terms. That certain terms must include the GCD value. Okay. So I have put 15 in terms of 5 into 3, and I have put 10 in the terms of 5 into 10, 5 into 2. Now you take the denominators alone and take all the fractions as such. We have 5, we have 2, and we have 3 in both the fractions. Find the LCM, that will be 30. That LCM multiplied by the time period of the reference signal, that is 1.08, that will be the final answer for the time period of the entire signal. Now you come to the previous question, whatever you have done in the previous class. Just the previous question. Because I want to revise that also. So can I run the board?
One doubt here.
Yeah, ask.
Sir, after finding the GCD of the denominator, I have not followed it. So can you please explain me again?
Okay, your name?
Sir, Nirmit Verma.
Okay, Nirmit. After finding the GCD of the denominator, you have the GCD as 5. You have the GCD as 5. So what we have to do is, we have to rearrange this original fraction into some other way. What was original fraction? You have 8 by 10 and 8 by 50. So this 3 by 10 and 8 by 50. This 3 by 10, what you will do is, you can write it in terms of GCD, because the denominator's GCD is 5. So we can replace 10 as 5 into 2. 5 should be there. GCD should be there. GCD was 5. So 5 into 2. What about the next fraction? You have 15 in the denominator. So 5 into 3. And what about the numerator? Numerator's GCD is 1. So 3 into 1 and 8 into 1. That's all. That is, you are rearranging the numerators and denominators in terms of its corresponding GCD values. After rearranging that, what you will do is, you will take all the terms whatever you have in the denominators. So what you have in the denominators as of now, you have 5, you have 2, and you have 3. Take the LCM of these 3, that is the answer 30. That 30 into the time period of the given y1. That is the fundamental time period of the first signal, reference signal. That is nothing but 1.08. So you have to multiply that 1.08 along with 30. So the fundamental period of the overall signal will be 32.4 seconds. Now is it clear? You are putting it in terms of GCD value. If GCD is 1 means,
Yes.
if GCD is 1 means, what you have to write? Just into 1, that's all. If GCD is 5 means, to get 15, what you have to do? You have to put in 5 into 3. That's all. Now I am rubbing the board and come to the previous problem what you have done. Hope you have
Sir,
you have taken down.
sir, I have one doubt, sir.
Yes, ask.
Yes, sir. Sir, like if we take the second y2 as reference, will the ratio change like T2 by T1 and or T2
Yes,
T2
T2 by
T3?
T1 and T2 by T3.
Okay.
Final answer will be same. final answer will be same, but intermediate answers will be different.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now come to the previous question. Sayan, can you dictate the previous question?
Sir, the previous question was y of t is equal to cos of 3.5t plus sine of 2t plus 2 into cos of 7t/6.
Okay. So in the previous question, there you have calculated T1 by T2 as 4 by 7. Then T1 by T3 as 1 by 2. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, what will be the GCD of numerators here? GCD of numerators 4, 1, which is again 1. There is no common factor for 4 and 1 other than 1. Then GCD of denominator 7, 3. Again, there is no common factor for 7 and 3. So GCD is 1 for both the cases. Now, the only way to rearrange this 4 by 7 is 4 into 1 by 7 into 1 because GCD is 1. The only way to rearrange this 1 by 3 is 1 into 1 and 3 into 1. So, if you take the LCM of denominators, what and all terms you have to take? You have to take 7, you have to take 3, you have to take 1. 1 means no effect for LCM. So, the answer will be 21. And the final answer for T0 will be that LCM multiplied by the reference time period. What was the reference time period of Y1? It was 4 pi by 7 if I am not wrong. Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So
I have a doubt.
do 4 pi by 7. So the answer is 12 pi.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, what is the point of finding the GCD, sir, when you have to find out the LCM at the end for the?
Because else to find the LCM, we have to take some terms. Now, what numbers you have to take? You have to take the newly arranged denominators. That newly arranged denominators are in terms of GCD. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. You are not taking the denominators as such. You are taking the
Yeah.
numbers, the newly arranged numbers in the denominators. How we are going to arrange
For
the
the
newly arranged
denominator, for the
denominator?
numerator is not required, no, sir.
No, no, no. Numerator is
For
not.
the
required.
no.
No.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
coming to the next question, please take down the next question. Determine whether, take down the next question, determine whether the signal x of t equal to, determine whether the signal x of t is equal to x1 of t plus x2 of t plus x3 of t. X of t equal to x1 of t plus x2 of t plus x3 of t is periodic. Is periodic. Where x1 of t, comma x2 of t and x3 of t, where x1 of t, comma x2 of t and x3 of t have periods of 8 by 3, comma 1.26, comma root 2 respectively. So we have to check whether the signal is periodic. If it is periodic, then only we are going to proceed with the fundamental time period. So how are you going to check whether the signal is periodic or not? We need to
The
find
ratio is
the
rational, sir.
fractions.
Sir,
And
the
the
ratio
fractions
is
should be rational number. This is T1, this is T2, this is T3. So as always, I will keep T1 as my reference. So first you are going to find T1 by T2 and then you are going to find T1 by T3. Please find it out. find the value of T1 by T2 and T1 by T3, and you are not going to change that root into and out. It should be there as such. So T1 by T2 is 8 by 3 divided by 1.26. Rearrange it by using calculator. You can rearrange it in fraction and tell me the answer.
Sir, 400 by 189.
Yes, very good. It is 400 divided by 189, which can be treated as a rational number, means our first condition is okay. But even though this T1 by T2 is rational, at that particular point of time, we are not going to decide whether the signal is periodic or not, because we need to find the other ratio as well. The other ratio is 8 by 3 divided by root 2, which is 8 divided by 2 root 3, which is not a rational number, or it is an irrational number. So since this condition is not satisfied, our signal is not periodic. So we are not going to find T0. We will stop this abruptly. Take down this.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, for T1 by T3, can't we take it as 4 root 2 by 3?
4 root 2 by
3.
but still it is irrational, no? Still it is irrational. You can arrange it any format, but still
Yes,
it's
sir.
irrational. So you are not going to rearrange and check. If at all, if there is any root 3 or root 2 in numerator or denominator, it will be what? Sorry, this is
Irrational.
okay. This I have made a mistake here. No, it is 8 by 3 root 2. Yeah, 8 by 3 root 2, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. It is 8 by 3 root 2, correct. But still, we can say that it is a rational number. 8 by 3 root 2. So it is a rational number, therefore non-periodic. Okay, I'm going to rub the board. Have you taken down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question. Given x of n equal to, given x of n equal to cos 8 pi n divided by 7 plus 2. Cos of 8 pi n by 7 plus 2. Check whether the given signal is periodic or not. If periodic, find the fundamental time period. If it is periodic, we need to find the fundamental time period. So till now we studied about the continuous time signal, and we have checked the periodicity of continuous time signals. From now onwards, we are going to discrete time signal and checking the periodicity of discrete time signals. In what way this is discrete time signal? How you came to know that this is a discrete time signal? Because it is a function of n rather than
Xn.
yeah, rather than putting t,
C.
I have put it in terms of n. So the first step, don't write anything, please listen. The first step is to find the omega value, and please recall that how I will put omega here. For discrete signal, I'll be putting omega as ohm as a signal, but I'll call this as omega only, which is nothing but the angular frequency. And the equation of angular frequency omega is 2 pi by n into small letter m. Okay, 2 pi by n into small letter m. I'll tell what these parameters are. So 2 pi by n into small letter m. So first we need to compare this signal with the original format. The original format is cos omega n plus theta or phi. So the coefficient of n here is omega. Here the coefficient of n is 8 pi by 7. So omega is 8 pi by 7. Now rearrange this. We are going to find n. So n equal to what is n? N is the fundamental time period. In the earlier version, that is in the continuous time version, you had a capital T, but in the discrete time version, that capital T is replaced by capital N. So that n now will become 2 pi by omega into m. Substitute here. So 2 pi by what is omega value? Omega value is 8 pi by 7 into m. So that the answer will become, what is the answer?
So it's 11 m by 4.
Yeah, 7 upon 4 into n. Now, with this, we are going to find the value of capital N. As you can see, the value of capital N always depends on M. So the condition is we should be able to put, okay, please remember this, we should be able to put a small m. Okay, we are going to put a very small m. That should be again positive value to get n as positive integer. So what we are going to do? We are going to put a very small value for m so that the n should be integer, a positive integer only. It should not be a fractional value. So can anybody tell what should I put for m so that n should be integer? What should I put?
Sir, multiples of 4.
See, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nirmit, I think it is problem from your side. Please take it. Yeah, somebody has told you have to put m equal
Sir,
to what?
multiples of 4.
Yeah,
Yes.
multiple of 4.
Yes. So you are putting m equal to 4 so that the 4 will get cancelled so that n is equal to 7. Okay. So now the fundamental time period is 7. So since you are able to put a integer m and you are able to get an integer for n, therefore the signal is periodic. How you are going to check? You should be able to put a very small positive value for m so that the resultant n should be also positive. In that case, we can say that the signal is periodic. And what is the period? That is after putting n equal to 4, that m and 4 will get cancelled. So the answer is 7. So only for m equal to 4 you are getting 7. If you are putting 3, what will be the answer? 21 by 4. 21 by 4 is not an integer, isn't it? If you are putting 5, 35 by 4, it is not a positive integer. It is a decimal value. So it should be a non-decimal positive integer value. That should be the result for n. So that you will get only for m equal to 4 because 4 has to cancel. Now take down this. You can take down the answer.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, what if we put 8?
I didn't get you. What is the?
Like, what if we put m is equal to 8, sir?
Yeah, m can be put as 8, but it is not the smallest value. No, you have to put the smallest possible value. If you put m equal to 8, means that will become 8 and 4 will get cancelled. So the answer will be 14. But that 14 is bigger than 7.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? So fundamental time period means it should be very small. So you are putting the least possible value of m to get the least possible value of n. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So you will be starting from 1 onwards. You can put 1, you can put 2, 3, like that you can check. By observing itself directly, you can say that the 4 will get cancelled. So we are putting m equal to 4, so that the answer will be 7. So the fundamental time period answer is 7. This is the answer, and the conclusion is the signal is periodic. Why it is periodic? Because we are able to put a small integer, positive integer for m, so that the n will be also a positive value. See, in another 10 minutes, this meeting will get end, but you can log in with the same afterwards. Now, next question. Shall I rub the board? Next question. Check whether the following signals are periodic or not. Check whether the following signals are periodic or not. If periodic, find the fundamental period. Find the fundamental period. X of n equal to cos 2 pi n. Cos 2 pi n. Try to do by yourself. X of n equal to cos 2 pi n. So what is omega value?
So 2 pi.
Yes, omega value is 2 pi. Find n. So n is, equation for n is 2 pi by omega into m. That is 2 pi by 2 pi into m. That is 1 into m equal to m. So what should I put for m? What should I put for m?
So 1.
1.
Very good. You have to put m as 1, so that n becomes 1.
So can it also be -1?
No. You have to put a positive integer for m, so that the fundamental period should be positive. You can't say that a signal having a time period negative. You won't say, no. Do you have any physical signal having negative time period? You can't say time period in negative value. So you should ensure
Okay,
that
sir.
you need to put a positive value for m to get a positive value for n. It should be a positive integer. Please ensure.
Yes, sir.
So here we can conclude that the signal is periodic with fundamental time period n equal to 1 second. Signal is periodic with fundamental time period n equal to 1 second. Next question. Okay, you just write. Take time to write. If you have written, please let me know. Those who have completed the above problem can do this problem. X of n is equal to cos 2n. X of n is equal to cos 2n.
Sir, m equal to 1 by pi.
N2, what is that? N is equal to pi into M2, right? What did you got? N is equal to pi into M, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Omega equal to 2. So N equal to 2 pi by 2 into M. So pi M. Pi is 22 by 7 into M. Can you say pi is 22 by 7? It is pi radians. Isn't it? 2 pi means pi radians. That is 180 degree. So please don't do this. Okay. So if it is in terms of pi, what we have to do is, for any value of m, you will not be able to get n as positive integer. Okay, please don't replace pi as 22 by 7 because here 2 pi is radians. It is not 3.14 or 22 by 7. It is equivalent to 180 degree. Clear? 2 pi is 360 degree. It is not a 3.14 or 22 by 7 as you think. So please don't do this particular replacement. So what we have to do is, we have to write a comment. The comment should be like this: if we put any value of m, if we put any positive value for m, n cannot be an integer. N cannot be a positive integer. Therefore, the signal is non-periodic. So please keep it in mind. If capital N has a value in terms of pi, on the spot, you should be able to think that my signal is non-periodic. Why it is non-periodic? Because if you put any positive values of m, you are not able to get the value of n. But certain people will do pi as 22 by 7 and they will claim by after putting m equal to 7 you will get n equal to 22. Is that 22 is a positive integer and m is also a positive integer. Like that you can think, but you should not write. Why? Because here the logic of pi is entirely different. It is not 22 by 7, neither it is 3.14, it is radians. Okay, it is degree or radians. 360 degree, or what is that? 2 pi is 360 degree, pi is 180 degree, or pi radians per second. So don't do that replacement. In another half minute, this meeting will get end. Okay, so slowly you can join the same link. Next question. Find the period